Welcome to the show of the Lorax by Dr.
At the far ends of town where the gruckle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax.
Ka, ka, ka.
And deep in the gruckle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
Ka, ka, ka.
What was the Lorax and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere?
Ka, ka, ka.
From the far end of town where the gruckle grass grows, the old monster still lives here. Ask him, he knows.
Ka, ka, ka.
You won't see the Onceler Donald at his store. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin, cold under the roof, where he makes his own floats out of muffled milk. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 pence and a nail, and a shell of a great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, his secret strange hole in his grovelous glove.
I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Now I'll tell you how the Lord got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swami swans rang out in space. I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffle trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffle trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees saw brown bobblers frisking about in their bobble-doot suits as they play in the shade.
Come play, okay?
And ate truffle fruits.
Yum!
From the rippler's pond came the comfortable sound of a humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffle trees, all my life had been searching for trees such as these. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I loaded my cart and in no time at all I built a small shop.
Don't do it. I'll give you shame.
Then I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed. I took the soft tuft and I knitted a sneed.
Mister, I'm the Lorax. I speak for the tree. I speak for the tree because the tree I'm not done. And I'm letting you share on top of my land. What does thing you made out of my truffle top? Look, Lorax, there's no cause. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. This thing is a sneed. A sneed that finds something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it had other uses, yes, far beyond that. Sure, you're crazy simply. There's no one else but a fool's need.
But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along. And he thought that the sneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98.
Thanks. I repeat, I speak for the tree. I'm busy. Shut up if you please. Look at me, Dad. I give you a shave.
I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, I built a radio phone. I put in quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts.
Now listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich.
And in no time at all in the factory, I built the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all in its needs, just as busy as bees, to the sound of chopping of truffle trees.
What's happening? Where are the trees? I'm hungry. There's nothing to eat.
Then, oh baby, oh how my business did grow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees. We were all making things 4 times as fast as before, and the Lord thief did chopping more. But the next week he knocked on my new office door.
I'm the Lord who's differently. She would be chopping as fast as she please. But I'm also in charge of the brown balloon to paint the shade in the balloon too. Happening in truffle food. I'm so hungry. I'm so hot. There's no fruit. There's no shade. No, thanks to hacking my trees to the ground. There's not enough truffle food to go around. We love living here, but we can't stay. We'll have to find food. I hope that they make it up for us.
He said, and he sent them away. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to go bigger, so bigger I got. I bigger my factory, I bigger my roads, I bigger my wagons.
My throat hurts. I can no longer sing.
I bigger the roads of the snakes. I shipped it out. I was shipping them 4 to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering 7 more needs, and I bigger my money, which everyone needs.
I'm the Lord. Wonder, you're making such marvelous smoke. My poor son is ones why they can't sing a note. No one can sing for smoke in their soul. It's a big fire in my car. We cannot live here. Where will we go? I don't hopefully know. We may have to fly for a month or a year. I'm sending them off. What's more?
Snapped the Royce. His patience was up.
Let me say a few words about the rugby club. The machinery triangle there enough of us stop making rugby club. Also stop this club. What you do, let overdo. I show you dirt all muscle man you have learned the format of Hamlet. Now Mark can we have for our art or club. So I'm sending them off. Oh, the future is dreamy. They walk on their fins and get more for their living. Instead of some water themselves.
And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax.
Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad. And I have my rights, sir. And I'm telling you that I intend to go on doing just what I do. And I'm figuring, turning more truffle trees into trees, which everyone needs. Please don't chop me. I'll give you one truffle tree.
And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack from outside. In the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more sweets, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, every last one, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smoked stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Rolex and I. The Rolex said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a sad, sad backwards glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of his place. Through a hole in the smoke without leaving a trace, and all that the Lord left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away through the years while my buildings have fallen apart. I worry about it with all my heart. But now,
says the onceler,
Now that you're here, the word of the Lord is perfectly clear. Unless someone like you says a whole awful lot, that's going to get better. It's not. Ka, ka, ka. So, cat calls the onceler, let something fall.
Truffle seed. It's the last one of all.
You're in charge of the last truffle seed. And truffle trees where everyone needs. Planting you truffle. Shoot it with care. Give it clean water and give it fresh air. Grow a forest. It's a fit for exercise. Then the Lord and all of his friends may come back. Unless people stop eating that much meat. Unless people ride bicycles instead of driving cars.
unless people stop using so much earth. Unless people stop spewing oil to the sea.
Unless people stop killing animals for sport. Unless people stop protecting forests. Unless people stop cutting trees for Christmas. Unless people use recycling plastic. instead of gas cars.
Unless people stop using DDT for making the mosquitoes go away.
Unless people care for plants and trees. Unless people recycle paper.
Unless people use less paper.
Unless people borrow books except for Bible.
Unless.
Thank you.